Hello, lovely people. We are back again. I'm so excited to be back. How are you all doing? Please leave a comment down below. I want to know how you're doing. Thank you for coming back to my channel. God bless you. Thank you so much. My name is Janet. If you are just joining, my name is Janet. Here on this channel, I share with you different relocation information, whether you want to study overseas or you want to work overseas, in any country of your choice. So do well to follow me, follow my channel, click the subscribe button, turn on the post notification, you know, hit the like button, and please do share to your family and friends if you find my videos very insightful and informative. And as you do so, may God bless you. Okay, so today I'm going to be taking you through the IELTS speaking strategy. How you can get either is band 7, 8, or 9 for IELTS speaking. I hope you're excited. These are the strategies that worked for me, and I'm sure that it will also work for you. So please ensure that you are with your pen and paper to take notes. It's very essential. Ensure you are with your pen and paper. And please don't be distracted. Don't be distracted. And, get ready to ace your IELTS speaking exam. Thank you so much for hanging in there. Thank you. Thank you for trusting me on this journey, on this process. Thank you so much. All right. So before I start, I'd like to, take you through, you know, a particular strategy, that my mentor told me, and it worked very well for me. Please know that what I'm telling you worked for me, and that's what I'm sharing with you. I didn't just go online or go to anywhere to go and collate information for you. This is what I used. I also wrote IELTS and I passed. I got above what I was even looking for. Canada is looking for a 6.5, a 5 overall band. I got higher than that. So you can also get I score in IELTS. It's not difficult, guys. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. It's not that hard. Just know the strategy. Know, what to do, and you are good to go. I promise you. So please stay tuned. Stay, calm, and let's, dive into the video of today. I don't wish to take much time, so I'll be so fast about it. But please make sure you are taking notes. I also have my notes here with I used. So please, let's go. All right. So some strategies that I would like to share with you, like I always say, for your speaking test, for your speaking exam, make sure that you are audible. Be audible, because you'll be sitting in front of the examiner that will be asking you questions. So you have to be audible. If you're like me that have accents like this, you know that you have to ensure that you communicate clearly. Clear communication is key. Do not rush. Don't rush to answer any questions. Make sure that you are calm. Be calm, as much as you can. Don't fidget. Don't be scared. What worked for me is I see these examiners. Just a moment. Okay, so that I can be audible enough. I hope I am. So what really helped me is that I looked at the examiner in front of me as if he was my friend. That was what my mentor, to just look at the person in front of you that's going to be asking you these questions, see them as if they are your friend, as if he or she is your friend. That's what I did. You know, even before I got in, I greeted, because I met him outside. He would come out to call. Okay, next. So I greeted him. He smiled back. I smiled back. So I got, that ease within me that, okay, yes, I got a smile. But there are some examiners that will not smile. Or maybe let me say interviewers now, because you will be speaking. There will be somebody in front of you and you'll be speaking with them. So there are some that will not smile. Their face will just be hard. Don't take it personal. It's not personal. They are not fighting you. They are not angry with you or angry at you. So it's just their nature. So just see them as if you have your friend in front of you who is asking you questions. With that, you will be relaxed. Your nerves will be calmed. It will calm your nerves, and you will do well. I assure you, you will do well. So those strategies are important. And then when you're answering questions, please don't go outside of the question. If you cannot understand what the interviewer has asked you, if you did not hear him the first time, please tell him to repeat himself. Tell him that you did not hear the question very well, that he or she should repeat it himself. Make sure that you hear the question very well, and answer them as, detailed and short as you can. Don't be going on and on and on and on and start ranting and giving different answers that are not even relevant to the question. Be detailed, be precise, go straight to the answer it, and that would be good. All right, so perfect pronunciation. Yes, perfect pronunciation and fluency is very key. Perfect pronunciation and fluency is very, very key. Please make sure you pronounce words very well. Pronounce them very well. This is a pen. Don't go and say words that, make sure you pronounce those words well. If you have an accent, make sure that you don't rush, so that you're not going to mispronounce words. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. I'm trying to look for an example of how you can mispronounce words. Okay, maybe now you want to, maybe from the answer you are giving, there's a word response. 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 The word response. And you go and say response. Maybe, I don't know if there's a word like that. The interviewer will be confused. Like, what is she trying to say? What is he trying to say? So you have to make sure that you pronounce your words clearly, rightly. It's very important. So guys, yes. So like I said, do not rush. Do not rush. Don't be in a hurry. And I noticed that it's when your nerves are not calm that you rush, that you be in a hurry, you start to speak very fast. As I said, please calm your nerves. See the person in front of you as a friend. That will calm your nerves. Calm your nerves, do not rush. Don't rush to answer or, answer the questions. Do not rush. Take your time. But take note that you cannot also give short answer or too long answer. Don't worry, I'm going to talk more on that. You can't give a very long or too short answer when answering a question. Also, don't sound like you have crammed answers in your head. You understand? Maybe your maybe you subscribe to an IELTS class, and your tutor has been telling you that, okay, these are the questions that will come out. The interviewer is going to ask you about your hobbies. It's going to ask you about your best food. It's going to ask you about your home, your favorite place to visit. They would have told you different things. Just make sure that you do not cram any answer. Those questions might come out. The examiner or the interviewer might ask you those questions. It might be one of them, two or three of them, but do not solely rely on those questions, because some of them might not come out. In fact, any of them, none of them might even come out. None of them might even come out. So you have to be careful. Do not go and cram answers saying that, okay, I know this is what the interviewer is going to ask me, and then you now cram it and, cram everything you say from A to Z. You will fail. I promise you. You will fail, because once a question is asked that is different from what you already crammed, then you become unstabilized. You start to fidget. You start to panic. Then you will not even know what to say or what to think or how to answer the question. It's going to be failure. So I'm telling you, I'm pleading with you, please, in the name of God, make sure that you do not cram any answer when you are going in. Go in with a free mind. At home, you already tackle different questions. Yes, know that. Okay, this is how I do this is how I answer this. Know that for yourself, but do not cram particular answers, because it's not going to work. You are going to be disappointed. Know this. You are going to be don't listen to anyone that says that I know the questions that will come out. Just go and cram this. Do not listen to them. You can practice at home, using different questions, but do not cram. Do not cram, because if you cram, you will just, for somebody that has crammed something, it will be like you are trying to remember. You will be sounding as if you are a robot, as if you will not sound natural. I hope you agree with me. You won't sound natural. And the interviewer will also know. He or she will know that this particular candidate has crammed this answer. And the person will now ask you a very difficult question that you have no idea how to answer it. So you'll be setting yourself up. I'm telling you. So make sure that you are as natural as possible. Be open. Please be open to any question that will come. And make sure that you are always thinking out of the box. Once a question is asked, even if you don't know what the answer will be, attempt it. Attempt to say something. Don't go out of the point. Even if it's just one point you can give, please attempt to say something. Don't just keep quiet or say, I don't know. Or just answer with a very short, like, yes. For example now, maybe the interviewer asks you, do you enjoy hanging out with friends on a weekend? Don't just say yes. Don't just say yes. There are people that will say yes. No, it's too short. It's too short. You have to elaborate. Yes, I enjoy spending time with my friends, because normally we get to discuss what went through, what we did during the week, where we need improvement. We get to encourage each other. We get to spend time, relax, try to share different experiences, which will help, like different, just think. Ideas will come to your head. You don't have to rush. When the question is asked, you don't have to rush and answer, immediately. Take your time, breathe in and out and start to talk, I'm sure this will help you. Then like I said, don't memorize answers. Do not memorize. You are going to be disappointed. Please for God's sake, do not memorize. You are going to fail if you memorize any answer. Because once that question is not asked, then it will be a problem. Your system, everything will go wrong. If you are not feeling like you want to go to the toilet before you start to feel like you want to pee, like everything will just be going wrong. So please do not memorize. Do not memorize. Also, don't try to impress the examiner. Do not try to impress. Because you might be saying, it's when I speak big grammar so that they will know I went to the best university, so that the examiner will know I studied linguistics, so that the examiner will know that, I have, big grammars in my head. Let me just speak big grammar so I can. It will not work. It will not. Remember, this is a speaking test, speaking exam. It's not a competition. The examiner is not looking for big grammars or looking for, yes, he or she is not looking for that. He's looking for your ability to communicate through speaking. Remember that. The examiner is looking for, your ability to communicate through speaking. You're not looking for who is the best, who used the best grammar, who used the biggest grammar. That's not what this exam is about. Don't let anybody deceive you. Please, don't let anybody deceive you. If you know those grammars, if you can speak them well and correctly, it's a bonus. Perfect. But if you know you cannot speak those grammars correctly, if you know you are going to misuse them, please do not use big grammars. Don't try to impress. You cannot even impress the examiner. These are experts. You can't impress them. They just want to see your ability to communicate through speaking. That's what they want to see. Please take note of that. I hope you are taking note. Please take note of that. Then watch out for your vocabulary and grammar. It's very important. It's very important. One way that can help you is to listen to podcasts, like English, foreign one, maybe different podcasts online. You can go on YouTube. You can go, even your TV, watch BBC News. You can get to improve your speaking. You listen to how they speak, how they collate their sentences, their grammar, their vocabulary. You cannot be talking about a past event and be using a present tense for it. No. If you have to describe your experience last December, you can't say, last December, I'm going to eat rice. I'm going to kill chicken. I'm going to buy a lot of drinks, soft drinks, and then a lot of. See, it's not going to work. You're going to fail automatically because grammatically, is incorrect. If it's a past event you are describing, then you have to use past tense. You have to use past tense. Like, for example, now if they ask you to describe your birthday, your last birthday, your experience. Let me answer that. Let me try and answer that. So if I'm asked to speak about my last birthday celebration, what I would say is, wow, thank you for the question. My last birthday celebration was so exciting and so memorable. It was on the 12th of November, and I had a lot of fun. I was not expecting, to have such a fun, but my friends made arrangement to surprise me. They bought me a cake. I got so many gifts. Some of those gifts I still use till today. So my experience was awesome. I felt on top of the world. I had to my satisfaction. We took pictures, and then afterwards we went to the cinema and watched a very interesting movie. It was such a memorable and exciting experience for me. You see, it was not too long, it was not too short, and it was detailed. I didn't just say, yes, it was exciting and fun. I didn't just stop there, because some will say, what is there to discuss? My bed, yes, was exciting and fun. Yes, that's it. And they will stop. You have to say more. Don't oversay things, but at least say more. Don't just give short. It's too short. The answer is too short. If you say, my birthday celebration last year was fun and exciting. Thank you. That's too short. It's way too short. So you have to say more. Like I said, now, it was not too short and it was not too long. So make sure you take note of that. So there are two parts for this speaking exam. There are two parts to the speaking exams. The first one will be just like, simple questions, just casual questions. What's your favorite color? What's your best food? Where do you like to go on holidays? What's your favorite subject? Stuff like that. Simple questions that you can think out of the box, and you have something to say. For part one, that's how it is. That's the kind of questions you will get. You will have things to say. For part two, there are more complex questions. Not so complex. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. They are not so complex, but they are more complex than the first one. And you have to answer it very well. You have to be very careful the way you answer it. Don't just answer it like, any other questions. You have to answer it like as if you're answering an essay question, where you have an introduction, you have a body, and you conclude. I hope you understand what I'm saying. All right. So, yes, for part two, like I said, you have to be strategic in answering those questions. You have to be strategic. So they might ask, I remember the question that I was asked was, what was the, what's that question like? Okay, what was the best decision your parents, no, what was the best decision a family member recently made? What was the best decision a family member recently made? So quickly, they will give you time for part two. You will be given time to jot down your ideas. They will give you like 60 seconds, like 1 minute, to jot down your ideas, what you want to talk about. So please make use of that time wisely. Quickly jot down. Okay, the best decision that family member once made. I remember I jot down what the idea was. So it's my mom going back to work after she has retired. She took a part-time job. I wrote that out. How was it a good decision? I wrote down the challenges my family was facing, at a point in time, and how that, how her going back to work, made it the best decision, because if not, all those things would have been greatly affected. And then I now concluded that yes, it was a best decision because we are able to do this, and this. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So please take your time to, develop that idea in your head. Once that question is asked, develop it, and please quickly write something down so you don't forget anything. I know some people will say, don't worry, I don't need to write down. But, if you are speaking, sometimes you forget those points. You might remember when you were thinking, but because of the kind of space you have. You lost balance. You forgot some things. So, but if you write them down, you can always look at it and communicate with the examiner. And please don't, when you're answering questions, you have to also communicate with your eye. If you are speaking with a friend, you don't start looking like this. Maybe the friend is in front and you start looking the other way to know. You have to make eye contact with the examiner in front of you, with your interviewer. You have to make eye contact because you are speaking to that person, to somebody. Make the person feel like, yes, I'm communicating with you. Don't look down most times. You can look at your jottings, just look at the points, discuss it, look at your point, discuss. But don't focus mainly and start looking down and not look at the examiner. It will not score you points. Ensure that. So, like I was saying, so for my own exam, I was asked to describe. So I went ahead to say, okay, I went straight. There's no time, that you were giving, there's a time. There's a time you can't speak more than a particular time. So you have to make sure that you touch on all those points. And at the same time, you must make sure that you continue to speak until you are stopped for part 2. Don't give short answer and stop. Your score will decrease. It will decrease your score for part 2. Continue to speak relevantly. Speak things that are relevant. Answer the questions until you are asked to stop. Don't give short answers and just stop. Like for me now, that I was asked to give the best decision a family member once made. And for me to not just say, oh, the best decision one of my family member made was to, my mom, she went back to work after she has retired. She took a part-time job and, it's helped the family. And I stopped. I'm not going to pass. I'm not going to pass. So it is important. It is very, very important that excuse me. Okay, we're back. So it is important that you answer the question extensively. Make sure of that. Answer the question extensively. So I mentioned that family member that made, that took that decision. I mentioned the family member. Mom, you have to mention mom, dad, is this sister, or who in the family made that best decision. I mentioned my mom. I mentioned the decision. That's the question. The decision that was made. I mentioned it. And I explained why it was the best decision. I mentioned all the challenges we are facing then in the family and how her going back to work and earning money helped to resolve all those decisions. I concluded that it was indeed the best decision ever, because if not, our family would have been into this, would have been facing this challenge. But because she went back, everything went on well. So it was the best decision ever she could ever make. You understand now? This is like a long talk. This is just summary. You see how long this summary took? But mentioning all those challenges, it will give you a lot of things to say. You won't run out of what to say. So yes, make sure that you answer, questions in your head first. Questions you can develop, that you will not run out of answers, that you will not run out of what to say. Make sure that is the point we are going to discuss in part 2. You have to speak, continue to speak until you are stopped by the interviewer. Note that. Don't stop when you are not told to stop. If you stop, you are not told to stop, you will not get enough marks. So Be natural. I'm just going to go over this again. Be natural, as if you are a friend is speaking to you or a friend is asking you such questions. You know, if a friend is asking you a question, you won't start saying, oh, what grammar will I use? I need to use a complicated. No, you won't start saying all those things. You won't start imagining or start thinking about those grammars you will use in your head. You will be natural. You will flow. So this is how you should see this speaking exam. Be natural, flow fluently. Fluently. In fact, if you are not worried, your grammar will flow. Everything will flow. You will do so well. You know. Yeah, so and then it's important also to use, connecting words if you are able to. But don't put your mind in that, okay, I must use connecting words. If I don't use it, I'm going to fail. Don't worry yourself. Don't worry yourself about that at all. You can also use idioms. You can use idioms. Example, we have idioms like to let the cat out of the bag. It rained cat and dog, depending on the question. For my kind of question that I just, spoke on now, saying that I should discuss the best decision a family member once made. If I now start talking about, you know, letting the cat out of the bag kind of a situation, you have to know the meaning of those idioms. Letting the cat out of the bag means exposing a kind of secret, for example. The question has nothing to do with being secretive or anything, you know. If it's regarding a birthday now, like I said, my birthday, I can say, okay, a friend of mine let the cat out of the bag before even I was surprised on my birthday. You have to think. Don't just use words, idioms, what's it called? Linking words without thinking of how it applies to what you are talking about. Don't just use word because somebody said you have to use them. Don't just put them there. If it's not necessary, please do not. You do not have to. It doesn't carry a special kind of weight. I don't know how to really describe it. If you use them, they are good. They will help your scores. But if you don't use them as well, it's not a problem. Remember, the examiner is trying to, trying to see if you can communicate through speaking. It's not a competition to know who can speak well, who can speak grammar, who can do this. No, just to show that you can communicate, that no matter question is thrown to you, you will answer. Do you understand? You will answer them without, trying to crack your brain or going out of the question or do this or doing that. So that's what the examiner is looking out for. Please take note of this. Take note of this. Then don't be overwhelmed. Don't be overwhelmed. Don't be overwhelmed. That's why I used to advise people, we have 4 sections of the IELTS exam. Please, if possible, ensure that your speaking is on a different day. Book your speaking on a different day. Because if you book it the same time you did writing, listening, reading, and then you now still do speaking, you might be too overwhelmed, it might be too much for you. You might not, you might fidget, you might be scared. Do it another day. It might be the next day, it might be another date. Speak to, you can send an email. But on their website, I think mostly speaking is on another day. It's different from when you have the reading, writing, and listening. It's different. Speaking is on another day. So you have the time to relax. Don't be too overwhelmed. Go, to your interview with ease. Relax your mind. Don't be too overwhelmed. Don't worry if you see a question you cannot answer. Just think of something. Because some people, when they are asked a question that they cannot answer, they start to fear. They now lose composure. Don't do that. Please be relaxed. Be relaxed. Do things that will make you relax before going into your interview. If you like to gym, if you like to listen to music before they call you in, where you are even sitting at the reception, you can listen to music that will that will relax your body. Don't memorize, like I said. Don't anticipate or guess question that will be asked. You will fail because it will not work. It doesn't work most times. I'm telling you. All the questions I practiced before going for my exam, for my IELTS speaking, none of them came out. Imagine that I have crammed them. What would have happened? It would have been a disaster. So please do not cram. Do not cram. So, like I said, speak good grammar speak good grammar, develop your point. That's for part 2 now. Develop your point very well. Like I said, you'll be given a paper to quickly jot down what you want to say. Continue to speak until you are stopped. You can give examples. Yes, if you run out of what to say, give relevant examples relating to the question you have been asked. Give relevant examples. Those examples will still, go a bit. You won't run out of what to say. Be careful of your grammar and be fluent. Don't stutter. Don't start saying, it's common to say, and but don't, if it's too much, it is a problem. Be fluent. Be confident. Be confident. Be fluent. Speak good grammar. Like I said, if you listen to all these English podcasts, English news like BBC and all, when you listen to them, you can develop your grammar. You can develop how you can speak correctly, fluency. It will help you. It will help you. So let me just, the time has, gone so far, but let's take one example again of a question you might encounter, a type of question. Please note that I'm not saying this is the question that will come out. I'm not saying this is the question that will come out. It's just an example for us to talk about. So the question says, talk about a time when you received good news. Talk about a time when you received good news. So when you're asking that kind of question, like I said, you have to jot down, when was that? The question was, think about a time when you received good news. So when you are giving that paper to jot down your points, you have to jot down, okay, when was that time? First, when was that time? You have to make sure that one is clear. When was that time? Then, how did you get that good news? Who shared it with you? On which channel? Was it via phone call? Was it on WhatsApp? Was it, how did you get the good news? Was it via your email? Was it face to face? Was it somebody that came in and shared the good news with you? You have to know that. What was the news? What was the news? When did I said when you have to do that, when that news, that good news, when does it happen? When did they happen? When did you get that good news? When was it? Then how did you get the good news? How did it come about? Who shared it with you? Then what the news was about, you have to let us know. What the news was about, you have to let us know. You have to let the interviewer know, sorry. And why is it, a good news? What made it a good news? It could be any other news, but what made it special? What made it a good news? You see, all these things are points You will just be talking, like you will talk, and then the examiner will just tell you thank you, because you will have things to say. You understand? You have things to say. So, and then, it's very interesting, when I thank God for my mentor, because he really put me through this and I got a very high score. And I also want you to get the same score. I don't want to keep it to myself. It helped me. So why would I keep it to myself? So like I said, this is what I did and got my desired score. You can also do it and even get your desired score. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. So we've run so much out of time. I was thinking it would be just 30 minutes, but it's way over 30 minutes. But I hope that this video has been very insightful. If you think it has, please give this video a like, hit that thumbs up button underneath the video. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the video. If you have written IELTS before, if you have gone through it before, if you are just planning to, let me have your comments. I will go through the comment. Please leave your questions for me. I will do well to answer each of your questions. If you also want me to talk more, about your IELTS exam, your upcoming exam, you can also book a consultation with me. I have my email address in the description box. Please leave me an email. I will do well to respond. If I need to call you, I will book a call with you. I will guide you through the step by step, what you need to know. I will still go over, I will encourage you, we can encourage each other, This thing, people are scared of taking the IELTS exam, but it's not so difficult. Once you have the right, information and the right strategy, you will ace it. Trust me, you will ace it. Also, I have a Telegram group where I inform my people about new videos that I will be dropping, or that I've dropped. I will inform. So do well to click and join my Instagram channel so you can be notified when I drop a new video. Also, you can also turn on the subscription button here on YouTube. It will notify you once I have a new video. And very soon too, I'll be doing live videos. Live videos where I'll be showing you on my screen. I'll be sharing my screen with you where I can still tell you more about all these things step by step. Also, not only that, I also share with you, information on how you can relocate abroad to any country of your choice. I will guide you, give you the needed information that will help you step by step. I'll bring opportunities to your table. I'll bring scholarships to your table that you can make use of and make your dream a reality. Thank you so much for sticking by till now. Please don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment for me. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And I'll see you in my next video. Thank you and love you. Thank you. Bye.